Giving new meaning to the term buy local. A relatively young company in our region is encouraging companies here to buy Pittsburgh first and to seek out local industrial supplies and services. And now Buy Pittsburgh First is teaming up with the Pittsburgh Regional Alliance through its Impact program to help accelerate the growth of promising local companies by helping them to connect to new markets. Chantel Goldstrohm is founder and president of Buy Pittsburgh First. And welcome. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
You've been at this for about 3 years now. What was the original idea behind Buy Pittsburgh First?
Buy Pittsburgh First is a business that originated out of a result of the economic downturn in 2009. My partner Keith is a owner in a hydraulic company called Wojana Supply, and when we were at that particular time during those troubling times, we were looking at ways to help his company market themselves and survive this difficult transition.
A great recession, as everybody calls it.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. So we looked at the marketplace, and it wasn't very promising in terms of opportunities for his company to market themselves effectively with the budget that they had during this particular time. So what we did was it kind of gave us a red flag that there's an opportunity in the marketplace, or there's a hole in the marketplace in terms of these companies being able to reach the opportunities that exist here in our region.
The companies you're working with, we're talking industrial supply, so they're goods and services, they're supplying into industrial businesses. We have lots of small companies like that around this region.
Right.
So what edges them out? Is it just like the big national companies have more marketing dollars, more oomph to be able to get in front of potential customers?
Yes, that is true. They are very good at marketing, and one of the misconceptions for these middle market, locally owned companies is that they can't compete on a price perspective, and they wouldn't be able to compete on a service perspective. What it really boils down to is they don't have the marketing dollars in their back pocket to do what they need to do as effective as some of the big national firms. And so what we have done is we have carved out some tools that will bridge the opportunities that exist in this region in the industrial, construction, institutional sector with the service and supply companies that reside here. And with those tools, we hope to bring these folks together, because there's a very big financial windfall whenever you purchase from a locally owned and operated company here.
And how does that work? I mean, let's talk about it. So I buy something from a company somewhere in Pittsburgh's North Hills, or I source the same part from somebody in Des Moines. What's the advantage of doing it locally? When
you buy from the one in the North Hills, there's a $25 factor for every $100 that is spent. So we get that $25 extra recycled back into our community, which then eventually affects parks and roads and recreation facilities and so on and so forth. It's the acceleration of money all the way in the economy that in turn leads other businesses to be healthier. They can hire other people. Now there are more customers for everybody, and it's a terrific idea. The challenge, of course, is to make those matches. So you've assembled like almost a portfolio of these service and goods suppliers that you can collectively market. Is that how? Right. We have brought together, we have some founding members of the Buy Pittsburgh First group, and they were the original concept, because basically we went to market with a concept like, listen, there's really nothing out there like this, but we know that you're a good company, because there's a lot of companies like you out there. There's no affordable way for you to reach these people, so we have a publication that mails, a buyer's guide that mails once a year in the first quarter. We have events throughout the year to allow for networking opportunities with the right decision makers who are in charge of what we call the flow of money. The flow of money is what essentially, redirects that money back into our community. Our motto is, there's power in a purchase, use it wisely. So through these networking events, we hope to make these connections so these people can get to know the local companies as well. Now, do you have a web presence as well? Is there sort of a digital marketplace? We currently have a website, buypittsburghfirst.com, and there's a lot of information on there from suppliers, service companies, in addition to all the events and different things that we host throughout the year. However, we are expanding that going forward and putting together a directory with the assistance of the PRA.
The Pittsburgh Regional Alliance.
The Pittsburgh Regional Alliance and Buy Pittsburgh First are working together to enhance that and make it more of a comprehensive directory for the region.
But it sounds like you're really trying to be an active marketer for these smaller businesses, at least to the extent you can, right?
Yes.
As part of this process. It's not as passive as just sending out a directory or holding an event and hoping they somehow find each other.
No, we're a very sales-driven organization. In addition to the marketing, we open the door with the marketing opportunities, but we work together with these companies a little bit more intimately on the back end for sales to try and convert those marketing opportunities into sales, actual sales, and it kind of completes that whole cycle of redirecting the flow of money.
Yeah,
so
very cool. Last question is, when you say Pittsburgh, you want people to buy Pittsburgh first. How big is Pittsburgh? What geography are you really talking about? Are you hoping to involve in this?
Our area is about 120 miles outside of Pittsburgh.
Okay. So all the way from east to Johnstown to west to St. Clairsville up to around
Right.
Meadville down to the Morgantown area in northern West Virginia would all be part of it. That's the economic region of the
Yes.
That's the economy of this region, really.
Right. And when we were doing our research and talking to purchasers to find out what their needs are and everything else, we found that once we got outside of that region, they didn't really associate themselves as, they were directing their purchases in a different direction.
Yeah, everybody in that circle bleeds black and gold.
Yes, yes, that is very, very true.
Well, congratulations. The company's called Buy Pittsburgh First. Find out more at buypittsburghfirst.com. Chantel Goldstrohm, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Next up, Pittsburgh's Benedum Center marks its 25th anniversary as one of the nation's top performing arts venues. Plus a sneak peek at the upcoming season. Stay with us.